I'm Chris from Future Music. We're here on the Alesis stand with Nate still, and now we've got some new keyboard controllers, correct?
Yes, you got it. So we are doing two new series of keyboards, the V series that you see up top and the VI series here in front. So for this video, I'm going to talk about the 61 key versions of each, but they come in 61, 49, and 25 key. So we'll start with the V61. Our key bed is velocity sensitive synth action keys. We have nice matte black minor keys to match the housing. Now, the other big story with both series here is that we moved the drum pads to the left side of the key bed. But one thing that we had to be conscious of was not exceeding case or flight case dimensions, the standard 49, or in this case, a 61 key keyboard. So we were able to keep our housing really tight and not only accommodate those dimensions, but also take up the least amount of space possible on your studio desk for a full 61 key keyboard. So 8 drum pads, blue LEDs, sustain and pitch and mod wheels with underlit blue LEDs, easy to see. 4 assignable knobs, 4 assignable buttons, octave up and down, and USB bus powered and sustain pedal input. Really, the controls address an instrument, controlling an instrument that is plug-in based. Tracking in software, really stripped down and simple. This is going to be a great addition to the studio. Now, VI61. This is where it gets even, it gets pretty interesting. So we talked about synth action on the Vs. When you move to the VI series, you get semi-weighted keys with aftertouch. Really nice feeling key bed. Also matte black minor keys. And you'll notice the pads, you get a full 16 RGB drum pads on the side here. And they're pressure and velocity sensitive, just like the V, so they can be triggering clips or true drum pads because they are velocity sensitive. We give you full-size, soft-touch pitch and mod wheels with the same backlit LEDs. Now, we of course have octave up and down, preset up and down, standard stuff. But the other story here is we're including a MIDI time clock on the hardware. So we're able to do a number of things because of that. We have all of our transport controls that we can control on the hardware itself. And we have tap tempo, and we can put the pads into roll mode. When we put the pads into roll mode, these lower 8 buttons automatically become hardware-based time division. So you have your quarter notes, 8th notes, 16th notes, and 30 seconds with the accompanying, triplets as well. So you can do your build-ups, breakdowns, trap-style hi-hats, all that sort of like modern music making on the hardware side. This is really cool. So the last thing I'll address is the workflow up here with the knobs and the button layout. So we thought about this in 2 different ways, where in this case you have 16 knobs and 48 buttons. But if you're working in Pro Tools or any sort of recording software, you may be mapping these through MIDI Learn to vertical channel strips. You could be using your knobs for volume, EQ, and pan, and then mute, solo, record, enable right down the line, and you'll be able to set this up like a 16-channel mixer within your DAW. The next way to think about these is within Ableton, or performance workflow, I would say, where these buttons become clip triggers, and they're just on-off, and you're performing on the buttons, adjusting volumes, assigning effects on-offs to different buttons, and then sweeping through effects parameters or filters. And in the meantime, you have a full drum, you're playing drums on your left hand, playing keys on your right hand, however you want to work with this thing. It's a really cool performance piece. As far as the back panel, we have an option for a power supply, an on-off switch. You think it's so obvious, but you don't want to detach the cables at the end of your studio session and move everything around. We do have USB bus power, and then we have 5 pins in, MIDI in, and a sustain pedal input. So the real story is prices. So we should talk about pricing.
Pricing.
All right, so as I mentioned, 61, 49, and 25 keys of both the V series and the VI series. Let's start with the V. So this V61 you see up here is $149 US. The V49 right next to us is $99 US. And the little guy, the V25 super portable, 79 bucks. The VI61, this beast that I just showed you, $249 US. Right next to us, the VI49 is $199 US, and the 25 key is $169 US. So one other thing I want to address is normally you would be looking to access sub-menus to set up deep parameters on the keyboards and adjust your hardware, adjust your ranges and your sensitivities and all that stuff. We're handling that on the software side. We're going to ship a standalone parameter setup device that lets you go in and define how this whole thing works as far as mins and maxes, sensitivity of the pads, the whole deal. And will there be preset maps for software with that?
Absolutely,
yeah. We're going to ship preset maps. We're going to work with Ableton, so it's just it'll be right on the drop-down menu in Ableton, so that's very easy. But we're also going to ship a number of other preset maps for popular software. We're also going to bundle plugins from Air and Sonobox, so you'll have sounds right out of the box, and it comes with Ableton Live Lite 9, and that's true for all 6 keyboards that I just talked about.
And does this, the LEDs and backlighting all work with bus power as well?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So no function loss based on bus power, and within that parameter utility, you can define what those LEDs are giving you for feedback. Right now, they're just cycling through color, but you can define them so they'll give you pressure sensitivity feedback, or you can have them all lit up and only illuminate when you're playing a clip off of the drum pad. Whatever you want to do. It's pretty versatile.
Does this work?
No, not in this version. So, of course, we're at NAMM. It's an early version. These things are we're at NAMM. This is how it goes. So these things are going to ship around June. Okay. And in the meantime, all that stuff I just told you about is going to be fully baked, and these things are going to be really killer when they come to market.
Excellent. Well, thanks for showing us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, guys.